Welcome to the Open for Business podcast with your hosts, Mitchell and Christina. We are here today at Chef Studios, located in the heart of Toronto, and today we have a very special guest.
This company's key focus is providing the modern-day man with hand-picked fashion essentials for any and all occasions. This team of fashion experts will make your next shopping experience effortless by providing one-stop shopping for all your fashion needs. Introducing Nick, owner of Urban Dapperman.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Thanks for coming.
Appreciate it.
Of course.
It's an honor.
You were one of the top people we thought of when we were...
Ooh, I like that. That. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah. It was actually pretty easy to put our list together for our first season, I would say. We're just
Really?
like, okay, who inspires us and who kind
We
of
actually have to shorten our list.
Yeah, we did.
So,
okay, we're going to have to make a second season because this isn't going to work.
Right off the bat, eh?
Yeah, right off the bat. Okay, so where did the idea and name of Urban Dapperman come from?
I'd say it's a mix of things. Mm-hmm. So I'd say it's a man or even a woman, because shout out to the ladies, we're going to be a women's line soon too.
Cool.
Ooh, exciting.
Yep. So it's anyone that can be confident enough to wear our brand and our accessories and just kind of have that confidence, have that bold mentality, and just be comfortable in their own skin.
Sweet, I like that.
And it's whether you're going in the city, whether you're at a meeting or you're just cruising around, that's the way that we like to envision it, right?
Yeah, so not only for fancy occasions, for everyday life.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to go about it. Now everyone's going to be dressed up every single day, right? You want to get the
100%.
average Joe in there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I like wearing my flower for the nice fancy pieces.
So well.
Oh my god. I got one for him and I got one for his dad.
Yes.
Every time they wear it together, they're like, oh, these
They
are
look
so cool.
clean.
Oh yeah.
I know, I wasn't sure at first because I'm not usually an accessory type of person. I don't really wear a watch. I don't really wear anything like that. So I was like, this might be too much. And I put it on. I was like, fuck, this is cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was
You've
like,
grown
this
to
is
do it.
cool. Yeah, because it's you could always wear it, and it's you're not wearing a rose, but you got that idea of having a really nice rose there, you know.
And that's what I noticed too, is that we've gotten a lot of groomsmen that have been wanting to wear our products.
Yeah.
And you go an entire day for a wedding and you wear a rose on your lapel of your suit.
Right.
And you notice that over the day it starts to frail, starts to fall a little bit, you lose a couple petals.
You kiss somebody and it's done. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So having a metal or an actual stainless steel pin on there, doesn't have to be just a rose, but something on there will actually just last the whole day.
Yeah.
And it's just a clean, fresh.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a keepsake that way, right?
Absolutely.
You can use it forever. I've been telling my brother. I was like, you need to get this. He's like, yeah, I know.
And I told him not to get the same one as me.
No, that's awesome.
It's funny, it was a couple of my jackets that I wanted to wear it with, I actually sent it out to my tailor and got it, put a buttonhole, a little,
I didn't know that.
yeah. Because I didn't want it to just stab through it and
But most of them do come, most suits do come with the actual hole, but you just, literally just punch it through and it's fine. Yeah.
I just went extra, a little bit extra mile. I just wanted it to be nice.
Yeah, because he has this suit that he bought in Portugal years ago, and it's a really nice suit, but it didn't have a hole in it. So the first time he had his lapel pin, this is I got it for you for Christmas. We had a wedding within that week. I was like, I really want you to wear this. He goes, but I got to put a hole in my suit.
Yeah, I was like,
come
oh
on,
my God.
I really want you to wear this. I'm like, it's just one day. It's not that big of a deal.
But then once you actually do it, you can't wear it.
Yeah, without.
Right?
Yeah.
It's just.
It was sharp. It's a sharp look, on black too,
Absolutely.
Yeah. I got you the black one, and your dad has the silver?
I think so, yeah.
And they
Something
are
like
called
that.
lapel pins.
Lapel pins.
Lapel pins.
Lapel
might as well get the terminology right.
Yeah.
Are you doing the ones for ties too?
For tie clips?
Yeah, tie clips?
Yes, we're going to be adding that to our collection.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah.
Cool. I never had one of those. Those are cool.
You're giving me ideas for your birthday. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, so we do ties that come with pocket squares, lapel pins, accessories like rings, bracelets, handmade bracelets,
Right.
necklaces.
Nice.
Necklaces too, eh? Nice.
Absolutely. A little bit of everything.
Not bad, not bad. Okay, so this is considered your side hustle, for lack of a better word. How do you ensure some kind of balance in between work and Urban Dapperman?
I would say, well, first and foremost, family is the most important thing. But obviously, it's important to get your priority. Businesses should be one of your main priorities, right? A little black book, daily planner is essential. I'd say it's important to, even when you're starting out your career, if you have a side hustle, your career is going to be a designated amount of work hours, right? So it's important to have that devoted time, even if it's Saturdays and Sundays, that you're devoting towards this, right? You make it a priority, right? You have to just force that time, make that time. right? I think that's the most crucial thing.
Definitely.
Not to get sidetracked, right? Because side hustle can sometimes take over.
Of course, especially if you're so passionate about it, right? And it's not
Absolutely
the same as your day to day. It's like something completely different. You can't help but get sucked into it. Like I've done it. I'm guilty of it. And I'm just like, wait a minute, I'm at work right now. Let's just take a step back. Exactly. Oh my God. I know that's us, honestly. If we don't stay structured, because now we have this, if we don't have some kind of structure in the week, or at least I can speak for myself.
Good luck.
You get distracted, or you get sucked into other things, especially like my family on top of it. Like, can you go do this? I'm like, I really, really can't. I'm like, I'm sorry, I really, really can't. And they've gotten good. They understand. I always give them like a heads up. I'm like, I got clients this day. Like, I can't help you.
No, you got more of an upside down schedule than you used to.
Yeah, they're so used to like.
Christina's gonna be home at 5, or whatever.
True, exactly. See those set times.
Yeah. They're like, oh, Christina will walk the dog. It's no problem. I'm like, joke's on you. I can't walk the dog. Oh my God. Okay, so what kind of initiatives do you have planned in the future?
So a little bit of my background also. So I studied in school. I studied environmental studies. So climate change is very important to me, and I'm very into protecting the environment and whatnot, right? So growing up, I kind of got 2 educations really. Like my dad owned a men's clothing store in Market Lane, Woodbridge, for over 30 years. So from 16, 17 years old, I was working for him, kind of getting the 2 educations there eventually with environmental and with him. So I always knew that I would get into something with fashion. So I devoted my time and made sure that this is something that we could create. So we have a team of people that can make everyone's experience online shopping very, very simple, right? So going back to environmental, I always want to incorporate what I studied in school with my side hustle or my online shop. So it's going to be called the Sustainability Campaign. So we're going to be designing a collection of products, handmade bracelets and pins so the pins will provide a message and will give a image to, it's more so for awareness and to show how important it is to give back, to protect the environment, to protect the oceans. And the products that we're going to be designing, the handmade bracelets, are all going to be sustainable. So for example, I'll give you one example. One of the bracelets will be like made of lava stone and glass beads. Cool. So lava stone is derived from lava rock, and it can be returned to the environment from which it came. And glass is completely 100% recyclable. And the bands we use are silicone based that feed through the beads. So it's just environmental, sustainable products, and 50% of all the proceeds will be donating to a organization that's going to be fighting against climate change.
That's amazing.
We'll announce everything next month.
Nice.
That's exciting.
Yeah, very exciting.
I didn't know anything about that. Yeah. I didn't know anything about like the lava stone thing. That's kind of cool.
There are a few products and beads that are sustainable, so we like to try and stay with that. And like I said, it's very important to our team, so it's going to be great.
No, absolutely.
I think it's definitely important to a lot of people now.
Definitely.
Well, it should be.
Sustainability. Like I dealt with some, schools and stuff, and some of the first things that they've said to me was, we're going sustainable.
Exactly.
Like, are you on board? And you're just like, I have to. It's crucial. Like, we're gonna make a mess of this world if we don't.
Absolutely. Especially everything that happened over in Australia. It's very, very important. You see firsthand. A lot of people don't believe in climate change. It's here. It's now. So we have to do something, right? So coming from an entrepreneur, I'd like to get my team on board with it and try to give back a bit if we can.
Nice.
Of course.
Yeah.
Every little bit helps. I feel like cutting out one thing that could affect the climate, if everyone does that, we're what? Exactly. An 8 billion people world, maybe more. I'm just making a number because I don't know off the top of my head, but like just everyone doing something that does something, right?
What? That's exactly it, Christina, because some people think that I'm just one person. Nothing's going to happen if I do this. Nothing's going to happen if I do that, right? So just a little bit here and there, even just recycling constantly, or cutting out beef, for example, or limiting your diet to beef can do that much more, right?
Of course. And people with that mentality is the reason why we're at this stage.
Absolutely.
Right? They're like, oh, well, I don't have to separate my garbage from my recycling. It doesn't make a difference. Well, that one
They
household.
don't realize they're gonna have to.
Exactly. That one
You're gonna be
household
forced
has
to.
so much going through their house that
Yeah.
you making that change will do so much for the environment in the long run.
Absolutely.
It's sad to say, but some people don't really understand that. Or they refuse to anyways.
Sustainability, people.
Absolutely.
I know we're trying to get rid of a lot of our boxes and our bags and going like compostable like poly mailers
Right.
and stuff, and it brings down the cost on all ends, and it's reusable.
Absolutely.
You know.
Yep.
So
It's crazy how you don't think about it until something drastic happens, but it's crazy how much we rely on plastic alone. Like I didn't realize until
everything's plastic.
I started my own business. I was like, oh my God, there's so much plastic packaging and all this. I had to like tell her, I'm like, okay, I don't really need all this packaging. And she understood that, which was great. But it's just like, oh, I'm just going to put it in a Ziploc. No problem. Or I'm going to saran wrap it. Whatever the case may be. It's insane.
And we're growing so accustomed to that.
Of course. What happened to the days when they used to drop off milk in like glass bottles?
I know,
Well,
right?
My parents
Before
were
our
kids.
time, but
Of
we're
course,
all
right?
about that.
Oh yeah.
I wish.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get there
Bring
someday.
it back.
Maybe.
Get
They
some
had like the
farmers to
milk
bring it
cubby
back.
on the side of the house.
We need to get the young people to start having some like micro farms, more micro farms.
Oh, look at you.
You know.
If they keep buying up land to
Then
build
you have
houses, you never know.
like a real healthy cow. You know, you're like, wow, that's real milk, real deal,
Absolutely.
real chickens. Like,
Instead of mass production.
yeah, you don't need to eat that much meat, so you can have a little
If we can
bit.
get to that,
Yeah,
right?
start turning it back.
Absolutely.
Well, it might come to it's drastic. It might come to like a life or death situation. Like if we don't change.
Oh, it's gonna be.
Yeah.
It will.
It will be.
But it will
Majority-
force that option is what I'm saying.
It's gonna happen
Majority
fast.
of the problem with climate change is that just the farming and the harvesting of cows, for example, just hoarding them and keeping them for slaughter, just from their belching and their stool and their number twos.
Yeah.
One molecule of methane equals almost 22 to 24 carbon dioxide molecules.
Wow.
So carbon dioxide is one of the lead greenhouse gas emissions in the world, causing climate change. People don't realize that it's just cows just in excess feeding our gluttonous diets that is causing this so much, so drastically, right?
Wow.
So us, one person, just cutting down a little bit can make that much of a difference.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that was a ratio.
Jeez.
Oh my God.
Big numbers. Lots of documentaries on it. Leonardo DiCaprio has a good one.
I have to watch that one.
Yeah.
Is it on Netflix?
Fire and Ice, or Through the Fire and Ice.
Very nice. Check that out.
Something like that. I might be butchering it, but
Yeah, it's okay.
No, I remember seeing something about it on social media. I don't think it's on Netflix. I think it's somewhere else.
I'm not sure if it's on Netflix.
That could be why I can't find it. I'm not sure. But that's not important. I'll find it.
I'll send you a link.
There you go. What would you say is the most important strategy when operating a business to customer company?
Potent strategy. Customer service. Customer service. One other thing, going back to my dad, what I learned since I was 16, 17 years old, people were coming back to him for him. His products were important,
Of course.
right? The tailorship, everything that he went through is definitely huge, but it's how he treated people, how he cared. He knows exactly. He could take one look at you, look at Mitch, and say, "You're exactly this size. This will look great.
Oh my
You're gonna
God.
try it on. That's perfect, right?"
Yep.
So, number one, it's treating your customers properly, being on top of it very quickly, and response. Email responses are very important. I'm sure you could relate also,
Yeah.
but email response is definitely huge, especially for online businesses.
People recognize that, especially like because we use a thing called TalkTO now, and it's like essentially just we get a live email from somebody who just wants to I guess have a question or whatever right away, and we'll respond right away, and it's like it helps a lot. It's like there's like, oh, maybe this product or whatever, something is wrong here, and you're like done, fixed, or whatever, and people like that. People like that you're like, yeah. Sometimes I get a message at 3 a.m. and I'll reply, but that's just me. But people like that. That there's somebody on the other side saying, hey, like, I'm here for you, no?
It's like a real person, not a robot.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
I won't expose any companies, but a lot of companies, the big numbered companies, they have a robot responding to your questions. Hi, I'm Cindy. How may I help you?
Right.
And some people don't. Like these robots are so good with contacting you and responding back to you within 10 to 15 seconds that they're like, oh wow, this is amazing. Some people don't even realize it's a robot.
It's a robot.
Oh, they definitely don't.
Till
Yeah.
someone tells them.
Yeah. They're like, oh, I'm just getting the response I need. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That drives me crazy.
I know. So Talk2You has that option where I could like essentially pay somebody, well, a bot of some sort to do it for me, but it's free if I don't. And I'd rather do it myself. So it works.
Well, you can customize your answers that way and give it more of a personal experience.
Exactly. Imagine like, I don't know. It's all customized and stuff we do.
Listening, Mitch does not have a bot. He's a real person.
No bullshit.
No bullshit, to put it bluntly.
Yeah.
So what does it do? I don't understand. Does it funnel all the different communication?
Well, it has like this thing on the side of the screen where it pretty much looks like a live person or like chat box, and then you just like type it in, and then it doesn't actually have a face. It just has like a little help thing there, and then it comes right by email.
Okay, I was picturing something else.
And Frankie gets it too, so we all get it, and everyone sends a message saying, "Hey, I'm responding," and that person takes it.
Which is perfect, especially when you have so many different people.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You have to know who's going to communicate. Because I think that was an issue you guys were running into. Like, stuff would be coming in, you don't know who's going to handle it.
It happened the other day where there was like a few of us actually sent the same message back to the same person.
Oh, jeez.
They're like, oh, but you just responded. And I'm like, oh, somebody got to it. Whatever.
Well, you're human.
It happens.
There you go.
At least it's humans replying.
That's part of it.
It's humans replying.
But now you learned. You take it and you run with it.
That's it.
It's like, okay, now we know to talk to each other before we do something.
Exactly.
And there you go. That's one of the growing pains of working in a company with other people, not just like yourself, is trying to figure out a good rhythm for everybody. Someone's got a different way of going about something.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's funny, I haven't seen Frankie in over a week, and I just see him posting things, and he's working. Like, it's so funny, like, but that's just how it works for us. Sometimes I don't even see him. There's 2 doors away from me. Sometimes I don't even see him.
Well, he's also...
I just seen him on the way over today.
Yeah,
he's also like, waved hi. I'm like, hi. I'm like, I've been texting you all day. Finally, a week later.
Got behind the phones.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, modern day business. What are you going to do?
That's it. You have to.
There you go. So to lean into that a little bit, what would you say would be the overall pitfalls of running a business in the fashion industry?
I would say not to be clouded by, so because it's an online shop, it could be a little bit difficult to get your product out there without, so people need to, I'm like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm a very big person on touching, feeling, seeing, right? So I want to make sure that my products are displayed, taking photos of, the photo shoots are done properly, adequately, so that my customers can see as best to their abilities how the quality of it that it is, and the descriptions are all there. So you don't want to come across that you have a certain product that is not displayed properly, right? Because that's one thing, like I said, about online shop. You can't see it, touch it, feel it. One thing that I would recommend to all online shops that are just strictly online is to get out to pop-up shops, like open markets in their communities, even outside their communities. A lot of them are in the area, and they periodically they have different like locations, whatnot. So that's huge to be able to get out there. And I think that another pitfall would be the trends. Sometimes fads are like very, very fast.
Quick,
right?
yeah.
For example, for women, chokers, how long did those really last?
Oh, I hated those.
I know.
But they went fast.
But it went fast, right? So like I feel like sometimes with men's products it takes a little bit like longer, but it's important to get ahead of trends. It's not impossible to do that. It's challenging, but it's definitely possible, right? So that's definitely not a pitfall, but a challenge is to get ahead of trends, right?
Yeah, I feel like when you're dealing with multi-conglomerate businesses like Fashion Nova, for instance, they'll see someone on the red carpet, and within 24 hours, that exact outfit is manufactured to $30 and on their website. And even to me, I'm just like, how do they do that? Fast. They make like 1,000 units. Like, I just don't know I don't understand it.
They probably make more.
Probably more.
Those guys are nuts.
That's also another thing too. It's a good point. It's the quantity, right? So I'm buying these products to catch up with a trend. So like that's great. Like you're ahead of the trends, great. You buy a certain amount. Basically, a trend is something you don't know how it's going to do because it's so new.
Yeah.
Right? So you buy an amount. You want to buy this certain amount to keep up with your demand. But then if you buy a surplus of products, then you're forced to
kind of break even
over in a quick paced trend. Is that you're forced to put it on clearance,
Exactly.
right? And then that reduces your your profitability, right?
Right.
But for the most part, it's finding your own niche and sticking with that, and then you go with it, right? And you learn along the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I think that'd be anyone's worry, right? Is being stuck with this excess of product.
Absolutely.
Right? Even like with you guys, like...
Oh my God, all the time.
And like the chef industry is
conversation.
totally different in terms of gauging, because you're not gauging off of celebrity endorsements or anything like that, right? So you're trying to figure out what colors and what materials are...
What's next season?
Yeah, exactly.
What's trending? What's happening? Hemp fibers, like that's the new thing. And like we're trying to get there, but no one's testing it enough to make these fabrics and stuff. So we're like, waiting.
It's huge now.
Yeah,
right?
it's huge. But like no one wanted to fund that before, you know what I mean? Because nobody wanted to grow this stuff to get, in order for it to be legal to test it, to do it, to all the process, And we don't have, now we're starting to have excessive amounts of it. So hopefully they make some fabrics with it and stuff like that, which would be
Well, that's everything
really
that's
cool.
been happening the past year too, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of
Accelerated.
full throttle that.
Skincare products too with hemp. Also.
The whole thing.
Yeah, I really have hemp moisturizer at home.
There you go.
I don't really think there's any hemp in it.
I had a feeling you would have hemp. But
I did. Winners. It was on sale.
there you go.
Whatever. I had it in my beautiful bathroom thing for the longest time. I was like, no one's using this. I'm just gonna go put this in my bathroom. I'm gonna moisturize my own skin. No one's using it. Okay. What would be your 5-year company goal? So 5 years from now, where do you see Urban Dapperman?
I would say just grow the brand. I would want to. So I noticed that with an online shop, yes, direct to consume, the consumer is great, utilizing your different platforms, your free platforms. So anyone watching out there that has their own online shop, I'd recommend Etsy. Even like Wix is a platform that makes your own website. Just that's the website itself. But getting on multiple platforms. So direct to consumer is always great. That being said, I'd like to expand and see where it could go, because I've already started to notice traction on wholesaling and also getting into certain retailers.
Okay.
Right? So even on a consignment basis, I know it's not very common in Ontario and Toronto.
Yeah.
But I think that we can kind of take a piece out of Australia's book, because Australia has a very big consignment market and they do a lot of that. So getting into shops, tattoo parlors, barbershops, salons, obviously men's clothing stores would be a huge thing for all their fashion needs, and Urban Dapperman can make them feel as fresh as possible.
I like that. So it's not just an online presence, it's a physical presence too, right?
And it goes back to what I said earlier about being able to see it, touch it, feel it.
Absolutely. I didn't know Australia had a huge consignment market.
You do? Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, an even bigger reason for us to go to Australia now.
Consignment's great.
Only a 17-hour flight.
I know, right?
I think we'd kill each other.
No, I think most as a small brand, it's in almost your best interest to do consignment.
Absolutely. Yep.
Like it's the cheapest way to get in front of people.
It's a win-win for everyone too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had
I did consignment.
You did consignment for a bit, but Frankie and his brother, who were our second episode for Norhounds, they're growing their brand based on consignment, and they said it's been working amazing.
Yep.
And you wouldn't think, to start out, you wouldn't think that's where to go. You would think online,
It's going to cost you so much money. Yeah.
Exactly.
But you're like, this is a no-brainer when you think about it. It's like, why am I going to have it on my shelf when I have it on somebody else's shelf with people looking at it?
Absolutely.
It doesn't cost the same amount. So,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely. I agree.
Your question.
Perfect. Advice for someone who's looking to start their own fashion, related business.
I would say find your niche, right? So find what works for you. Once you end up getting into it, sponsored ads are huge. Definitely huge. Utilize those. Instagram, Facebook. Etsy now has sponsored ads as well, which has an algorithm that can then reverse send it out to Instagram and Facebook.
Nice.
Also.
Oh, cool. So they've integrated that now.
Yeah, exactly.
I tried it once.
What's that?
I tried it once upon a time when they first started it. So it's good to see that they've gone that far.
Great.
It's
awesome.
They started expanding it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but and for anyone who doesn't know listening, Etsy is for handmade or handcrafted products too. So you kind of have to have your own. You can't just be importing just.
I wish Etsy did a better job with, regulating that, because I've seen a lot. It's turned into an Alibaba, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And when it first started, it was really good.
I noticed a few of that too.
You know, it was really good with like handmade stuff, and I was like, wow, this is gonna really take off. But I think once they started letting like the person that just wants to sell things on there, then it really kind of really takes away from this is handmade, really cool stuff.
True.
And now as a consumer, you're like, okay, is that handmade or did somebody just like
grab it from you and put it there?
Exactly.
You would want to stay away from.
So you got to really read through it now.
But that's why, like, when I first signed up for Etsy, you have to provide them with a video showing.
Oh, you got to do a video now. Oh,
that was a couple years ago too. I did that.
Really? So maybe
I haven't done it for like 6 years.
I got in before.
You don't do that anymore though, but
I got in right before that.
I see.
Yeah, this is when you first started. It's almost 6 years ago.
Yeah, 4.5 years.
And he's saying 3.
No, 3, yeah. So
so it must have changed since then.
Before that.
Because you didn't try it for that long. You tried for less than a year. Yeah, but when you set up your account is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I set up my account and like my products are still on there. I'm still selling products. Like I'll sell like I don't know a couple of products a year. Mm-hmm. But
I noticed that because they auto renew your listing. So a listing is just
like those 15-cent things.
Exactly.
Yeah, you got to do it.
Auto renews. So it would be good for you don't have to be on it constantly, deleting it, reposting it. You're not getting just lost within like the queue of people that are posting their products.
Oh, nice.
It auto renews. It goes right back to the top again.
Cool.
So kind of like Google, how it goes right back to the top of the listing. Mm. And I've noticed that like we've gotten orders from like all around the world already.
That's cool.
And it's outstretched our hands like immensely.
Wow.
Right. So
wow, that's really good.
That's a good problem to have, though.
No, absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No,
but it's definitely crazy.
That's great, right?
Yeah.
Because Instagram and Facebook, I feel, can only give you so much. So So I do recommend Etsy to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Nice.
For Facebook and Instagram, it's kind of like white noise a lot of the time. It's very hard to get someone's attention. Even for my stuff, I'm trying to explore other avenues because it's like it's not really working the way it needs to.
You're scrolling like crazy.
You're scrolling and it's like, okay, yeah, I can write a compelling caption, but is it really grabbing their attention? I can take an awesome photo, but is it really grabbing their attention? You don't really know. And even the insights for your business account, like it's very top line. It's very like, here's my age range, here's my gender. It doesn't tell me anything.
I know.
It doesn't tell me their interests. It doesn't tell me anything like that.
I knew that already, but
right?
anymore.
Like, okay, I know I have 70% women on my channel. Awesome. What else can you tell me? And that's another thing, right? Even for small businesses, that you rely on all these tools and they're not really helping you the way they could.
Yeah.
And it sucks because I'm coming from the agency side and I know there's even more out there to use, but they don't make it to the public. Mm-hmm. And it's unfortunate. Because so many other businesses, smaller, medium-sized businesses, would be in such a better place now. And they would use the platform even better because of it.
Yeah.
You get these posts that are just awful.
I think it used to be a little bit better until they really, like, segregated, like, public to, I guess, the...
Agency.
An agency.
Yeah.
Because before I used to do my own stuff. And then it was like, oh, wow, this is becoming more difficult to do my own stuff, you know?
And that's probably they probably made it that way to gear towards the agencies because the agencies are where it's running those multi-billion-dollar accounts. Realistically,
so
right?
It could be kind of just like skipped over and not looked at properly when it's approved, right?
Which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
It is. And then even like for organic social media, but also influencers that don't necessarily get paid to promote a product, for them it's even harder because they don't have $10,000 behind their videos. They don't have... huge brands backing them up. They're like, this is just a general influencer video.
Yeah.
So it's like across all fronts, across all different marketing channels, it's difficult.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I agree.
All right, we're getting into some personal questions.
Ooh.
So these are like short questions, you know?
Okay.
So current podcast, what do you listen to?
And you can say no. We've had people say
do you
no.
listen to podcasts?
I do. I might have to check my phone. I might have to check my phone actually because I'm new to this, and actually I added it recently. Oh, what science says about fasting, and it's actually the do's and don'ts. It's the myth from the actual fact, and based on 12 on and 12 off. So I think it's basically it's not important to do it all the time. So you basically don't eat for 12 hours at a time. So you do 8 to 8 basically, but you don't have to do it all the time basically. So there's that one. There's also there's one about sugar as well, and all the myth on sugar and how like all the bad things that is happening like to your body, detoxifying yourself and just getting away from all that. So basically the health stuff I've been on.
Cool.
Recently.
Interesting.
So I'm going to try and
check that out.
More like plant-based things also.
Yeah.
Try to get into that. I'm not going to go full vegan into it, but I'm going to try.
Doing your part.
Yeah, doing my part for sure.
I applaud anyone who can go vegan.
Yeah.
You've tried it. No.
I've tried. I've tried it, and it lasted not even a week, like 4 days, 5 days, and I was just like, oh my god, my body's just going crazy right now. It was really intense. Well, it wasn't that. It was just like really heavily detoxifying in a way.
Well, you put your body through shock.
Holy shit, this is intense. Yeah, your body starts.
Maybe just easing into it could be like a little bit easier.
Yeah, well, I went hardcore with the whole microgreens and everything. He doesn't know how to. So yeah,
that's his problem. He doesn't know how to ease into something.
No, I'm extreme.
Yeah.
2 feet, jump right in.
I'm in or not.
But when you were a vegetarian, that lasted a month. I'm pretty sure that lasted a month.
2 weeks.
No. It's pretty good. Because it's definitely easier to go vegetarian.
Yeah, I still like eating eggs and stuff like that.
Yeah, the dairy is, I think, the most difficult. Would be the most difficult for me.
I don't consume a lot of dairy, so that's pretty not that bad for me, but...
Whereas I have more dairy than I do meat. Like, I can... Like, how many times we make dinner and there's no meat in our dinner. It's all veggies. Mm-hmm. It's like, whatever. Like, we're fine with that. But, like, God forbid I can't have my eggs in the morning. Or I can't have a latte, as stupid as that sounds.
Oh, I need my cream in my coffee.
Right?
A little dollop of cream. Espresso too.
Yeah.
A little something.
Necessary.
I know. We got a new espresso machine and now it's like cappuccinos every day.
Oh, always. Always.
The frother goes a long way too late.
It does. Mine wasn't working today and I was like, I don't know what to do. I was like, oh, I can't have my latte.
Oh my God.
My brother's like, okay, Christina, just relax.
All right, go to business apps.
I may have mentioned them before, but Etsy app, Wix. There's even a new one that I have to get into a little bit more. Like I just made an account for it, but Depop. I don't know if you guys heard about that.
I don't think so. No.
I think maybe focus a little bit more in the States.
Cool.
But it's just another platform for shops and selling.
Cool.
Sweet.
Media-wise, editing, Photoshop, obviously. Just keep it light, just more for editing, white backgrounds and whatnot. Snapseed's always good. I'd recommend that for editing photos also.
Snapseed.
What else? What else do I use? I think that's about it. Visco's always good. I'm sure everybody knows about Visco.
Yeah.
VSCO. That's always good.
I never used them.
I tried. I don't know.
I never liked how anything got rendered. Like after it was done, I was like, this looks funny.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know, maybe that's just me.
But not product pictures. You know, more
like lifestyle.
Yeah, I think lifestyle. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I don't do the lifestyle too much, so maybe that's why.
For products, like you and I, like our products, we would do as minimal as possible.
Yeah.
It's more so just backgrounds and making the product pop and just comparing it in real life versus the photo and just making sure it looks exactly how it looks.
Yeah.
And that's like
that's important.
Yeah. Yeah, you got me into Wix too, even for my stuff. I remember I had to transfer my website because there was stuff that happened. I was like, I was trying to like figure out a platform to build my website off of. And then I tried using Wix. He told me Wix and then I tried making the website, like texting him, like, I don't know how to use this.
That's funny.
I was like, I need help. He was like giving me tips. I was like, oh, thank God.
I got you.
And then I was able to build the podcast one off it. Thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's honestly, it's just, once you start getting it, like with anything, I know you can say this about anything, but once you get the hang of it, it's kind of second nature after.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what
But I do like the mobile version of Wix.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's really useful. Another thing too, really important for online shops too, is being able to, if you sell a product, you have to quickly have your team or somebody on there to make sure that you still have that product tangibly, because you get a few times you sell a product and that's your last one, and you get an order.
Really?
5-10 minutes later you get an order and that was my last one. What do I do, right?
Yeah.
And then it looks really bad on you. So you have to use your apps are your best friend, social media apps, and your business apps, obviously. Yeah. And you got to update your shop, right?
Yeah, keeping the inventory on top of it, it's hard. It's hard because you try to sell on different platforms and stuff, and then you do in person, and you're like always chasing this inventory. And
doing multiple sponsored ads too could have that happen.
Of course.
So, to be on it.
And you got to make sure you have enough to make sense for the sponsored ads.
Yeah, where you're not like losing money in a sense.
Definitely.
That's the hardest part I find.
Absolutely.
It's like you want to make this noise, and I think we talked about it in one of our episodes. I think it was the length episode, if I remember correctly. You want to make this noise, but we're like, what's the balance between spending a lot of money and also making a lot of money? Like, you got to figure out what your happy medium is.
Yep.
Because I think one of the girls was saying like, oh, I want to do this, and then the other owner was like, okay, let's like take it down a notch because we can't do that. So trying to figure out that balance, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, current food craving.
Ooh. That's a tricky one. I don't like chocolate is like always tough. But trying to stay away from the sugars, right? So that's
hard.
Craving, like it's definitely the hardest thing to overcome. But I've noticed that whenever I have a craving for like junk, go to popcorn. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
it seems to do it for me.
It's
I
like
don't
the
know why.
healthier option.
Exactly.
Kind of.
Right?
Yeah.
So I have a popcorn maker at home. Just toss some kernels in.
Do you actually?
A couple of seasonings. I do. It's
Oh
awesome.
my
I
God.
recommend to everybody out there. It's the best thing ever. Well, I feel
dangerous.
like popcorn just like really, it's kind of like the healthy junk food.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and if you make it right, it's not going to be like too buttery or too salty or anything like that, right?
Well, you can make it without salt or anything, like just oil.
Yeah, I don't do butter. I usually just put a little bit of olive oil on there, the Italian style.
Fancy.
A little dash of
Pinching with salt.
You're the only person that does that.
Putting on a show, a little bit of popcorn.
The only Snapchats he sent me is just doing this. So I was like, I thought you were editing this. Oh my God. We just laugh at him now.
That's awesome.
All right, what's your morning ritual to start your workday?
Double shot of espresso, dollop of cream.
Dollop.
Oh man, that's huge. That's like the main thing, to be honest. Then I'm up and at 'em.
I think you're the only person that says dollop. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, the dollop is
you
a
gotta
thing.
Toss it in.
I don't think I've heard anyone else say that.
You don't say one cream. It's not like a barista, right? It's dollop. Just like
Dollop.
quick toss
What do you
it
mean?
in
Of course
there.
I'm a barista.
A chef would use that word, dollop. Most people wouldn't use that word, dollop.
That's what I'm saying. I've never heard someone say that.
I'm an old soul.
All right, current book or audio book?
Audiobook, I think that's, well, I guess
It is
the
the podcast.
podcast, right? I don't know. I think I do have to get into audiobooks though.
Yeah.
To do a lot of driving for work. But I think I do have to start getting into them. Because like growing up I read a little bit, but I feel like I want to get into a little bit more as I'm older, right? So driving and audiobooks are always good. I think I get into it.
I know I got into that for a while and it kind of fell off for a bit. Now I'm kind of getting back to the podcast.
Yeah.
So
what are you into?
With the audiobooks, it's usually more like either like spiritual, like the whole Zen feeling, like, you know, like that kind of like finding yourself to relax.
Nice.
And then a lot to do with like personal, I guess like self-help type of things and like personal, like
Personal
business, personal growth.
Yeah.
Essentially,
Nice.
money management, all that kind of stuff. That's like what I like to listen to.
Get out of your own head sometimes.
Yeah, like you won't hear me listen to like
It's
sci-fi stuff. Like no fucking way. Like no, I want real
Dude,
shit.
Like, you know what is good though? The Joe Rogan Experience.
See,
it's also another good one.
All he talks about.
Yeah,
It's
like
really good.
I've been in and out of it, and I'm trying to find like my groove with it. That's what it is with me. It's like a bitter hate, like a love hate with the Joe Rogan Experience for some reason.
Really?
Like I like it, and then I like fall off. It's not one that I can continuously go. Yeah.
I like the one with Elon Musk.
Oh, I didn't check that one out. Oh my god.
Goals.
Oh yeah.
One with Tesla. That guy's a real deal.
Just to see what he has to say.
You've never seen that one?
No, I'm gonna check it
I
out.
would recommend it. That was great. Yeah.
There's a scenario where his executive assistant wanted a raise, and he's like, you know what? Take 2 weeks, take a vacation. When we come back, like we'll discuss it, whatever. Like just like think it over, whatever. And in 2 weeks, he was able to do both jobs. So when she came back, he's like, I don't technically need you.
Wow.
And it's so savage, but it's just kind of like one of those life lessons. Like someone's always going to ask for something more. And until they kind of like take a step back, you do really need that job.
Wow,
It's
that's very
insane.
true.
That was like that one story of Elon Musk that's always stuck in my
But
head.
you know what? You can't compare him with like really majority of people like
he's
jobs
nuts.
like
He's nuts.
owners, right?
You can't.
Company owners, because he's a different breed.
It's almost like one of those people that just like looks at it like Dan Payne, where it's like, I don't need friends, I don't have friends. This is what I do.
Absolutely.
That sounds kind of sad.
And they're savages. Savages.
He creates companies as a hobby.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
No big deal.
Yeah.
It's a crazy
Like
hobby.
he said in the Joe Rogan Experience, when he asked him about how the cars are coming in development, and he said one of his senior engineers approached him and said, hey, you know what? You know what I think would be like really cool? We should make our car dance. And Elon Musk goes, what do you mean? And the guy goes, yeah, you know, like we can probably incorporate something in the chips that when this orchestra song comes on, the lights and everything will dance to it.
Oh, okay.
Right? And he's like, that sounds amazing. We should have that done before Christmas. Like, he's like nerdy and like cool like that, right? Like, who would think of like a huge business owner decide to do that?
It's crazy idea.
And apparently that's like an Easter egg. That's in all Teslas. Tesla Model X, right? And they can, if you like look online hard enough, you can decipher it and it'll dance to the orchestra.
God, that's so cool.
Cool.
Wow.
Yeah, so on YouTube.
We're gonna get sucked into YouTube after.
Elon Musk, what a guy.
Yeah.
But it's like, it goes right back to your point. Like, he's building companies out of hobby, but it's also like he's such a genius in his own way that he even hires the right people to come up with these ideas, right? Like, his team is pretty much his backbone, I would say.
Finding a team that shares your vision and thinks like you do.
Yeah.
I think that's like the best thing that anyone can try to attain, is getting a team that thinks how you do, so you can take steps back and you can proceed, right?
Yeah, that's part of trust, right? I think that's
the
hardest part when growing your business, is finding people who will ride with you, but also work as hard as you, or at least try to.
Yeah, same vision. Like similar ideas and same vision.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like that.
I was talking to someone the other day, and she, we were talking about her coming underneath my brand, but just the way the conversation was going, I just had this feeling. I was like, I don't think she's going to hustle the way that needs to happen. So I told her, I'm like, listen, I don't think it's going to work right now. When you know where you want to be, we'll talk about it. But sometimes people don't get that instinct until the person's actually in the organization. Then when you do, then you have to kind of go through the growing pains and everything like that.
Fire your like close family?
I'm not going to fire my close family. What's the matter with you? That makes Christmas awkward. Do you not understand?
Worst case scenario.
We all sit at the same table.
Yeah. That's
So
like
funny.
when you see like those mafia movies and like stuff gets
So you
thrown.
don't hire family.
Yeah. This is why you don't hire family.
It's can't refuse.
Literally.
Favorite type of vacation and where?
Ooh, that's a good one. Somewhere where my girlfriend and I went, Costa Rica.
So jealous.
Best place in the world, in my opinion.
Wow.
Fantastic. So many different species, like biodiversity, everything. There's a little bit of, so you can stay on, like get an Airbnb. We did the all-inclusive way, but we went off the resort and did like everything else. A place called Tamarindo.
Ooh, nice.
It's a
Surf
city.
town.
Yeah, it's literally surf town. It's probably like heaven on earth. Heaven on earth.
We're dying to go.
Just like
Oh my
monkeys like eating, while you're eating lunch, monkeys just like jumping around above you. Just
I love
fantastic. Went surfing,
Wow.
failed miserably.
Yeah. Oh, it's so hard.
You can't go to Costa Rica and not go surfing.
I know.
Right? It's part of the culture.
I surfed once and I was like, give me a bodyboard. I want to have fun.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you got the bodyboard before you went in the water, if I heard the story correctly,
Probably.
okay? Yeah.
The guy, the sun was going down, and I was running to get a surfboard. It's actually kind of a funny story. And apparently, surfboards, I didn't even know this. It's my lack of like knowledge. Have 3 fins on it, okay, on the bottom for balance. The guy gave me with one in the middle. Both the 2 were broken off. So I was literally having such a hard time just balancing and getting up on the board.
Oh my God.
And I was, sun's going down. I need to get up on a wave. I need to get up on a wave. And I failed miserably.
It's so hard.
Failed miserably.
It's so hard. It's exhausting.
Definitely. I have gone before. I've gone once before that in Punta
Yeah.
Cana, and I had gotten up on the board and made it to the shore.
Oh, wow.
It was all right.
Yeah.
I got it after a while, but this was like.
Oh, I couldn't get up, so I just said, give me a bodyboard. Enough's enough.
But yeah, Costa Rica for sure.
We're
Wow.
dying to go.
And ATVing, horseback riding, zip lining, all that. Like,
I
fantastic.
hear so many people saying that now. It's just like Costa Rica.
I'm telling you.
My girlfriend just came
super
back. She,
Yeah.
I used to work with her at one of my agencies, so she was there, and I was like, I want a full reco. She literally gave me like a Google Doc of everything. I'm like, I've never loved you more. Thank you so much.
You need that, right? Like, you need somebody to like tell you that who's been there already and give you like
Yeah.
a little bit of a quick itinerary. You don't have to follow everything, but it's good to like cross things off, right?
Yeah, a lot of people have done the Airbnb way. A lot of people have done the all-inclusive way. Like, honestly, either which way you're fine with. We're dying to go, honestly.
I feel like all inclusive makes more sense. Like, you're still gonna go off the resort, but in terms if you're going with your couple, as a couple, going off the resort it's more affordable. If you're doing a large group of people, Airbnb is the way to go.
Yeah.
Because you can break down that
the
cost,
price.
right? The overhead cost.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You're all splitting food and whatnot. Right? It's a great time, but But yeah, no, Costa Rica, like 150%.
Yeah, we did that breakdown, or I was doing that breakdown.
I'm dying to go.
Well,
I'm dying to do
if you play your cards right, we'll go.
There you go.
All right, perfect Sunday.
Perfect Sunday. Going out for brunch. I think I am a big brunch guy. Definitely.
So am I.
Take my girl out, go for brunch, and then go for a quick workout, work that off. Go for a jog. Now it's a little bit more mild out there. Work on the website a little bit to design the website myself, so keep it updated, post something. What else? Spend some time with family, and then end it all off. Go for drinks with the boys. I think that's pretty good.
It's eventful.
It's a well-rounded day, I would say.
It's a pretty stacked day, 24 hours in a day.
Yeah.
It's true.
With the girls, the family, the boys, not bad.
A little mix of everybody. That's it.
Oh my god.
All right. We're going to play a little game. We'll play Would You Rather.
Ooh.
I think we're just going to keep it at always Would You Rather from now on.
Yeah, we talked about that weeks ago, but okay.
Would you rather never travel again or never drink beer again?
Oh, wow. And I love beer.
And they go hand in hand.
I hate to say it, but I gotta get rid of beer.
Yeah.
Gotta cut her off.
Wow.
Yeah. Travel's huge.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you're working hard, you gotta get out, you gotta break your routine. Traveling's important for your mental health, travel's important for your growth. I feel like the right trip or multiple trips can change you as a person in a positive way. So I'm gonna say, I hate to do it. The tears rolling down my eyes. Goodbye to all my IPAs. I love my IPA and craft beers.
They're just getting better.
Should we crack one now? Oh boy.
Angela hears it. She goes, so I heard you're giving up beer.
No, she wouldn't be too upset because then the beer gut goes away. Right?
There you go. We know that feeling. Don't worry.
Oh man.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, thanks for coming, Nick. We really appreciate it.
I'm so happy you guys had me. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone go follow Urban Dapperman on Instagram. New OFB episodes every Tuesday morning. Follow our podcast account, Open for Business Podcast on Instagram as well. And follow our business accounts, Me Chef, Greenpaw, and Beautiful to support local Canadian businesses. Subscribe to our YouTube channel because you'll be able to watch our guests every single week. And make sure to check out our website, openforbusinesspodcast.ca for everything OFB related. Until next time.
Awesome.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.